Good afternoon, Flosstube. My name is Mandy. Welcome to my channel all about cross stitch. And today we've got Stitches. she made the funniest little sound when I picked her up because she was walking right here in front of me that it just had me cracking up laughing. So, welcome to my channel. Today is Sunday, September 25th. How is it nearly the end of September already? 2022. This month has completely flown by. I've had some busy weekends, so just now kind of getting around to actually being able to film. So figured I just got back home from being out with my family, so I figured that before I actually sit down and just dive into my stitching, that I would sit down and film. So I've got a few projects to share. I've got a fun new start. And I've got all the haul. This is very unlike me to have this much haul. We'll explain that later. But let's just dive right into it, shall we? Yeah. I can't think of anything specific. Preamble, I guess. Bless you. Sneezing cat. If you are new to my channel, thank you so much for pressing play and checking me out. I hope you like what you see and stick around a little bit. My name is Mandy. This is Stitches, my favorite little black cat. She's the best. She's the first cat that I've ever had of my own, and kind of, I don't know, it was a little before when I decided to bring her into the family. I really didn't particularly care for cats. They weren't my go-to, but I don't know, I just had decided at one point, yeah, we could definitely do with having one here, and I'm so glad that I did. She has brought so much joy that I didn't realize that I was missing out on. So, it is definitely fall here in Michigan. What was it, Wednesday, the 21st, 80 degrees, hot, warm, rainy that morning, but definitely on the warm side. Thursday, I don't think it even hit 60 degrees. So it's like it went from summer to fall in the blink of an eye. I know people have asked before what kind of shirts I'm wearing. This one, like, it just says meow. Crazy cat lady. If you have cats, if you like cats, into cats, they have a subscription box that you can get monthly, or pay ahead, 3 months or whatever. And so crazy cat lady, or maybe if it's just cat lady box, I think it's cat lady box. The crazy comes into, you can get the option for adding on cat toys to your cat themed box. So every box has a t-shirt, and then there's always kind of stuff in it for you. I've gotten kitchen utensils, I've gotten like decoration stuff, a phone charger, like all kinds of different cat themed stuff. And then if you get the crazy cat lady box, then it's got toys for your cats. So lots of t-shirts from or with cats on it that I love. So stitching. I've got a few projects here to share. We're gonna start with, I did decide to have a new start. I'm hoping that I can be able to get this finished by the end of October. We've got crazy cat time. Why not? So I had heard about the event from advertised from Rachel Ray Crafts, that she was participating in. I guess she has co-hosted in previous years, but Diamonds and Washi on YouTube is hosting an event called Drills and Chills. So she's a diamond painter, mainly, I believe, and so she's hosting an event that is Halloween or autumn themed stuff. You can do diamond painting, cross stitching, like adult coloring books, some different kinds of themes of that nature. And while I have started diving into diamond painting, there weren't any projects that I wanted to start working on that I wanted to like rush to get into finishing, because the deadline to finish, there's weekly giveaways and then there's a grand prize drawing giveaway. So the grand prize is that you've got to have a project started and completed in these 2 months time. So it was like September 1st to October 31st. I have come to realize, much as I am the way with cross stitching, that I am a process stitcher crafter, I should say. Like with my cross stitch, unless there's a goal in mind of gifting it or something of that nature, I am very much wanting to enjoy the process of the stitching. Now I'm picking up diamond painting. I'm in a couple different Facebook groups that I'm noticing that people are just like, how fast can they get these projects done? They start it, they want to get it done. And there's a particular painting that I'm getting ready to start that I definitely want to enjoy the process of getting it done, and I do not want to just rush to get it done. So I didn't want to start anything of that nature. But because the event allows for stitching, I had to jump in with stitching. So I love Halloween stitching. I don't know what it is about it. Halloween is not necessarily my favorite like go-to holiday. I don't have the little ones who I've got to take or you know, that I would take trick-or-treating or anything. It's just there are some amazing Halloween stitches out there, just very cool. So went through all of my stash. Of course I've got lots of Halloween stitches, but nothing was like gotta stitch it. And of course I've got plenty of the Halloween issues, just cross stitch, but nothing in there that, like, I wanted something a little bit bigger than just ornament size for this particular event that I'm participating in. Excuse me. So I went into Etsy. I was looking at Halloween stitches. Why I had to buy something new is beyond me, because I have lots, but I did. So I got the Witchy Stitcher. A Stitcher Haunts Here. And the pattern is amazing because it comes with 2 colorways. You can either do it in a dark and gloomy, or there's one with pops of color in it. And then each version of the whether color or dark comes with multiple variations of the same chart. I forget now who Witchy Stitcher designer is. I know it's off the top of my head, but I can't think of it. They have released amazing amounts of the chart. Like, there's either version, you can have the full chart as one, like 8.5 by 11, you know, so that it's all in one page in color symbols, or just black and white symbols. Or then there's versions of color or black and white in multiple page. So it's amazing. Not from what I can tell, it doesn't look like it would be easy to transmit into Pattern Keeper. I didn't even try, just because one file had so many different file types. I didn't even want to deal with that. So I am using it on my iPad, but it is so cool. What am I talking about? A Stitcher Haunts Here. Here is the color version. I printed out the front page, but it's quite wrinkly. So here's the color version, and I love the pops of color. It's gonna look so cool. So like I said, a Stitcher Haunts Here from the Witchy Stitcher. And here's where we're at. Oops. Nope, that's right side up. I thought I had it upside down for a minute. So this is looking so good. I stitched all of the black, and then now I'm starting to add in the color, and oh my gosh, is it looking good. This is stitched on a piece of 16 count Picture This Plus in Storm, and it is the perfect piece of material for this. Like, there's just some dark modeling that's coming through here. Stitches. Say hi. This little cat just cracks me up. Anyways, so I've got 2 shades of the orange done, and then I've started coming in. There's $37.99 that's starting to fill in the house. So it's one of those things that I am going back and forth of, will I have time to finish this by the end of October, plus the fact that I'm working on other projects? And then I think, oh yeah, sure, that's gonna be no problem whatsoever. So we're gonna see how I do. I cannot with this cat. She just ran through the living room. This is a wand toy. She had this in her mouth, this dragging behind her. You are crazy. There. Go have fun. Oh my gosh. Crazy girl. So yes, that is Stitcher Haunts here from Witchy Stitcher. And I had to go with the multicolor. Had to go with that. So I don't have the dark color one handy at the very moment. Although I guess I could come up with it really quickly. Hopefully. I mean, can we be any more distracted than with the cat who's got to go running through? Excuse me. With wand toys. So it's in like shades of blacks and browns. And it's perfectly dark. Of course, you know, I love it. There's, you know, scissors running on either sides, and it just looks so cool. I cannot wait to start stitching like this bottom border, that lacy bit. This has been such a fun one to stitch. I love it. But I also really love color. And excuse me, decided I needed to do that version. So those ghosts look so cool. And I found that I have some glow-in-the-dark Kreinik still that I may try to do at least one of the ghosts in glow-in-the-dark. I don't know yet. Haven't decided on that one. Stay tuned. So next project that I'll share, I got absolutely obsessed with working. I could not put this thing down. So I had picked it up for Magazine Monthly Cross Stitch Challenge Group on Facebook. Has been hosting from Carolyn Zuck and Robin from Bird's Eye Stitches have been hosting an event, a bingo challenge every day of the month up until, well, today was the last day. They would draw a letter and then you stitch a project that corresponds to that. You can make it fit however you want, spin a story, make it fit. So I got it down to, I don't know, 8 or 9 projects. I don't have it right in front of me of, you know, that I worked on which project for which letters or anything. But I've got 4 more. I do have it handy. 4 more to finish. No, that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6, Mandy. Learn to count. We've got 6 days left to finish, but I've got through the end of the month to actually finish it up. So we're gonna see it. I plan on, once I get this video filmed and posted, or at least working on, that I want to go back and attack. Because the easy thing about most of those, I got 1 more day left of stitching on this particular piece, and then the rest is full coverage. I love my full coverage pieces, so of course, it shouldn't be too easy. Shouldn't be too hard. Anyways, I got obsessed with this one. Northern Expressions Needleworks. This is the Twisted Rainbow Sampler, the traditional cross stitch version. So they do have this one in with using specialty stitches. I am doing just the traditional cross stitch. Like I said, I got obsessed with that. I really wish that I had a before picture from when I picked this up, because I got a ton done. And I'm pretty sure that I shared the last time that I had worked on this project that I picked up the, yeah, in fact, I'm pretty sure that, no, I remember saying I picked up the PDF option from Northern Expression Needleworks Etsy page directly, that had, it's Pattern Keeper compatible. So again, because it's the standard cross stitch version, it's Pattern Keeper compatible. I have no clue about any of the others, but because I'm not doing the specialty stitches, PK works absolutely wonderfully for it. And here we go. That is corner to corner. That is 2, maybe 3 colors completed. All done. because I know this red's completed, a couple of these orange colors are completed. Obviously I'm still gonna need the orange and yellow into here, but yeah, I think I'm at least 3 colors completed on this. I couldn't put it down, so I can tell in my camera view through the material that's where we're at. I can see that it's taking it up all. I love this. This is stitched on a piece of 16 count Witchelt in Midnight Gray, I think is what it's called. I think it calls for it to be stitched on black. I didn't want to go straight up black, so I got this gray material, and I think it's just working out wonderfully. I love it. This is the only project really that I'm working on that I've got it on scroll bars. I don't have a stand or anything, but because I use this wooden TV tray stand thing, that I'm able to prop this up really well against that. And then I've been learning to two-handed stitch, and part of that, and just the fact that I was able to just, you know, pick up a color and get a band and just keep going. It's great. I got so much done. So I know when I picked it up, let's see, where was it? I was somewhere in like this orange up in here. So I finished out the orange all the way to there, and then got the darker orange in into the reds and got all this. So, you know, I got all that done. So next time I pick it back up, I still have some more over here to finish up, and then more greens coming down here. I'll be looking forward to the day that I get to scroll this one up. But for now, I just am adoring, absolutely working on this. I love how it's turning out. So that is my twisted rainbow sampler from Northern Expression. So this one's not going to look a whole lot different, but I just still wanted to share it. Bald Eagle, you're in the woods. Did you see the newest release? It's a beaver. Oh my goodness. The tail on it is just absolutely incredible. I love it. So, Bald Eagle. So when I was working on it last, I was filling in. I know I had this on my bingo board a couple of times, so I put in a couple hundred stitches. But really, I definitely got the dark, the lighter gray, really, not gray, that's brown, filled in on there. I'm still missing a handful of colors of DMC for this. I thought they were on my, on a list that I've got on my phone for next time I go hit up Michael's or something. Cannot find them. I remember having, because there's a gray or two that was missing. I had it. I'm missing the yellow. Can't find it. So I don't know if they ended up in other projects. Not sure what. Didn't really want to go digging through every single project trying to find it. So, but yeah, that's where we're at. This is stitched on a piece of 16 count Bestitch Me. Now I don't remember the color name. I know I was able to get a 4-pack of all of the different colors that fit this series, but I don't remember the name of it. If you want to know, leave a message and I will definitely find it. The tag is in a bag, buried under stuff at the moment, so, but it works out well for that project. Next, the last 2 projects to share are full coverage. Mini Sea Opal. Artwork is by Elizabeth Welker, charted by Heaven and Earth. Oh my gosh, these colors, they give me life. Stitching on a piece of 16 count white Aida 2 strands full across, as I do with all of my full coverage. And we're still plugging away on page 1. This portion of this is going into page 2 somewhere. I'm definitely not sticking by any sort of means of page numbers, because with Pattern Keeper, you don't have to see where the page breaks are. In fact, I realized that you can actually turn that portion off. So because it all fits in my Q-snap quite well, I'm just following symbols. So basically, the reason why it looks like all these holes and weird is because basically I will select a symbol, stitch what I can within the area of what I can reach. Now, if it was a color that was over here, I'm probably not going to try to count to get over into, you know, all this blank white space. But if it's something that I can easily fill in, you know, over here, if I can get to it easily enough, I'm going to stitch on it. So, love these colors. You haven't seen before when I started stitching on this. This will actually ultimately be hanging up in my mom's house whenever I can get it stitched. My sister had adopted a project that my mom had started at some point, but decided that she didn't want to finish stitching it. So that piece will ultimately be hanging up in her house. And so I offered to do the same thing, but then I had also seen this on Heaven and Earth's website, on the Facebook page. I know Leanne from Small Town Stitches, she is really the one who kind of pushed me towards wanting to offer my mom to stitch it for her. These are my mom's colors. I just know that as soon as I saw like Leanne was working on it and seeing it show up on the Facebook pages and such, I knew that these would, my mom would absolutely love the colors. And so I decided, you know, make sure to show her and make sure she was aware of these gorgeous blues and greens and teals. And she quickly jumped on making the decision that she wanted this one stitched. So ultimately it's going to be stitched and hung up in my mom's house, but I gotta get working on it first. So, but I love, definitely enjoying working on it for her. That and she knows, obviously, because she picked it, it's not like it's a gift for her. It's just a matter of, it's not going to be hung up in my house anytime soon. Alrighty, last full coverage to share today. Last project, really. I feel like I've touched a few different projects that I'm just really not showing, just because I put in maybe 100 stitches because of the whole doing bingo and that I feel like there's been other projects that I know I've worked on, but we're just gonna stick with showing these today. A favorite of, I know of at least one person that watches, Mini Dark Goddess, artwork by Carol Cavalaris, chartered by Heaven and Earth. And these colors, they're so pretty. Stitches, you gonna show my project for me? Girl cracks me. So, same as my other projects, 16 count, 2 strands, full cross. So I'm working on the second row worth of pages. Again, I really probably only put in a couple hundred stitches on this, but I know it is asked, it's requested to see this quite often, so I had to share it. So again, I want to get back to working on this one as well. Definitely looking forward to seeing some good progress on this sometime soon. So that is all of the stitching that I have to share. I guess if we can say plans, the biggest thing is I really want to focus on getting a Stitcher Haunts here worked on. Really would like to try to be able to see if I can get that finished by the end of October. If not, not the end of the world. Just means that I don't get to necessarily go for the grand prize drawing. Not even sure what the grand prize is, because like I said, I'm really getting into diamond painting very recently. By no means do I want it to be any sort of takeover for my cross stitch. That is for sure. I've got far too many cross stitch projects that I want to work on. But the cool thing is the same gal, I think her name is Katie from Diamonds and Washi, had shown that she had converted a cross stitch pattern to get done into diamond painting. So there's a company that made the canvas the size that she needs, and then I think she's talked about using Pattern Keeper to follow for the pattern and just using, you know, the canvas and diamonds instead of material and thread, which I can't wait to see progress on that project because that's going to look really cool. So I don't have any diamond paintings ready to show at the moment. I don't know that I honestly will. This is definitely all about my cross stitching, and I may show like the one that I'm getting ready to start. I may show that once it's done. I don't know. It's a black cat theme, so anything with black cats. Speaking of, okay, so just to preface this whole haul portion that I have to share, please know this is gift credit that I was using. This is nothing normal. I'm trying to watch my spending. Both portions that I had shop credit and a gift card, I definitely went well over. I need to get my spending kind of watched on a little bit. Need to tone it down a little bit, but for now we've got some fun stuff to share. So I understand haul's not for everybody, but like I said, this was birthday gift card, and then shop credit as well. So fun stuff. Found this really cool little needle minder. Like I said, all things black cat. So this first portion that I'm going to share, 2 weeks ago, last weekend, I don't know, within the last week or two, I went down to Stitches and Things in Fenton, Michigan. I would probably consider that to be my LNS, even though it's maybe 45 minutes away. I know the shop owner from having participated in a couple of her retreat weekends a few years ago and whatnot. She's such a sweetheart. A couple of the shops that I have really locally aren't really my thing, but had a chance to go down and visit. Absolutely adore Deb, the shop owner, and so because I had the gift card to use up, I had to drop some pretty money. So this was on clearance, so had to get the little, it's a needle minder. There's a little button with magnets. Like I said, all things black cat. So pretty pair of scissors. And then the Year in the Woods. So this goes along with the eagles that the bald eagle that I shared. We had to get the woodpecker and got some floss for that, and then had to get the barn owl. These are so cool. And then I decided for this one, it called for a hand dyed that I decided to go with Classic Colorworks Pumpkin Harvest for the orange. And then the rest I'm going to do in DMC. So that's going to be fun to work on. So now that I look at the background, looks like the owl will be stitched on the same piece as my eagles. That'll be fun. Found this one, decided I had to have it. I really don't even know who this stitch designer is. It shows that they're out of Kalamazoo, Michigan, from Cross Stitch Wonders. It's called I Want to Be a Stay-at-Home Cat Mom. And it says, I want to be a stay-at-home cat mom. That's so cute. Look at the little black cat. Because again, theme of the day, black cats. So very cute. I can see how easily this would be something that you could just pick out your own colors if you want. It is charted in DMC. Very pretty colors, which I like the color combination, but I could see that this would be a fun one to stitch in, find in like hand dyed or something of that nature. And then still from Stitches and Things, she had a whole segment set up, racks that were there really were, I don't know if it was necessarily all just the Expo new releases, or yeah, I want to say that portion was Expo new releases. She had another area that was just new releases in general. But I got Luminous Fiber Arts Hocus Pocus. By the way, one more week, Hocus Pocus 2 is coming out. Cannot wait to see that. So this one is stitched in some overdyes, gentle art. I think I'm just gonna go through and, like, at least for the moon, find either some kind of, I'm sure I've got something in color and cotton, and then the rest I'll just do in black and some DMCs or something like that. So that was my shopping from Stitches and Things. And then I believe it was the last video that I shared that I had model stitched some of Abby's moons, the monthly moons, and so model stitching for her. I got some shop credit, so I had to do some shopping. So she threw in this adorable little, it's GM, little thread keep, thread card, thread hanger, whatever you want to call those. So very cute, little GM. And then I picked up the, so they had for Expo, Needlework Expo, they had a theme of, there was, I think, 24 or 25 designers that they had picked out a color palette that they created, the designers created projects that fit into that, using that color palette. So I picked up the threads. So these are Cottage Garden, is that right? Yeah, Cottage Garden threads in their autumn. Look at those reds. Wow, that is gonna be fun to stitch with. So I picked up those, and then they had also thrown in a thread card with the different, these are the color names of the flosses, corresponding flosses, so I can be able to put them in there. Back to Stitches and Things for a minute. I'm just gonna flash this real quick because it's a freebie. The Blue Flower had done 4, I believe it's using these threads. She did a freebie that you can get with orders from different shops. I didn't have it from Top Knots, which is fine, but Deb from Stitches and Things included it. And every time that you order from Stitches and Things, either online or walking into the shop and order, you know, picking up something from there, she always throws in a freebie. So then on the page, there was also something from Manny Didana. So it's Fall into Autumn. And then on the very bottom, there's nothing, really isn't anything labeled on here, I'm not sure. But it says 1897 Schoolhouse Samplers. And there's sampler. So alphabet, there's a pretty cool, like a berry bowl or something with some birds sitting on it. Louisa Actant. I'm trying to read what the name is, but I can't. I don't know. I could see maybe doing that little bowl with the birds or something like that. I don't know. So back to Abby. Top Knots order. I had to get Michelle's bendy stitches. This is her fall version using the thread pack. So I love the saying, autumn colors don't just fall, they fly. And that's very pretty. So looking forward to finding some material at some point and stitching that. So a couple couple patterns that I bought that weren't just released at Expo. These have been out for a little while. At the very beginning of the year, I did a Silver Creek Samplers. It said, I beg your paw in. So it was a big cat paw, cat theme stuff. They have a companion chart to it that's called Hissed Off. So I had to get that. So I love this piece. So I don't know if I'll stitch the cat in more of a black cat or just leave it as is. But I'm pretty sure that the piece that I stitched Beg Your Pardon on has plenty of space. I'm hoping so, because I stitched it that way, on hoping to be able to stitch this on the same piece and have a page in my stitching journal with those. So another pattern, Bendy Stitches, Odd World. I love this saying. The world is odd and sometimes wonderful. This one I'm kind of hoping to do a stash dive in it while she uses stitches. Come on. Sorry for that noise. She has it charted in DMC. No, Threadworks or Fiberlicious. This is going to be a good one that I can be able to pull some favorite flosses from my Color and Cotton or something. So I'm kind of hoping. I love this design. I think she did another variation. It seems like, or maybe it was somebody else stitched it. I know I saw somewhere that it was in pinks. Maybe it was when she initially released it or something that there were some pinks. I don't know. It's really pretty and I want to stitch it up at some point. Today is a bendy stitchy kind of day because then I also had to get her haunted house. No, sorry, haunted mansion. Look at the ghost wearing a top hat. I love it. So cool. This one's stitched with DMC. I know she's also coming out with a Leo and Roxy. I'm pretty sure you can get it on Leo and Roxy Evertotes. But I got the version with DMC. Last thing, last piece of haul, I promise, because I know this has been a lot. This was an Expo release. Got it from Abby from Top Knot. I saw this in a sneak peek, you know, preview thing that they're pre-order. That's the word I was looking for. Where you could pre-order stuff. And I just decided I absolutely had to have it. Tiny Modernist Night Signs. Look at these moons and that moth. Oh my goodness. This one looks like it's in a dome, like a glass jar thingy. Love it. So, all four, they're individual patterns, but, you know, you can obviously stitch them all together. I adore this design. Just reading the instructions, see if it said how much to leave between each one, but I'm not seeing it right offhand. But, so yes. Someday. Okay, that is all the haul. That's all the stitching. Pretty sure that's all I have to share at the moment. Personally, things are going really well. I got to see my favorite rock band in concert this week. Absolutely loved it. Great show. Shinedown, I'm obsessed. They are my favorite band. I am obsessed with all of their music. Sometimes there's days that's like the only kind of music that I want to listen to, that rather than putting on something like XM Sirius, I will just turn on Shinedown. I've got a playlist. Obsessed. What can I say? And they were there with an artist, Jelly Roll. He put on an amazing show. He was awesome. My sister and I had got the tickets for the show back in March. She does a lot of traveling in the fall for her work. In fact, she is heading to the airport right now, and heading out of town. You know, hurricane season is definitely upon us. So while most people are heading away from the south with the hurricanes as best as possible, she's heading down south. So I was really worried when we bought tickets, and especially, you know, the closer it got to the show, that she was going to be out of town for it. Thankfully, she stayed in town just long enough to be able to hit the show up. It was a great time. So, like I said, she's traveling down south today to be able to go be prepared. She does a lot with emergency work, so getting people able to be restored with power. So I hope that everyone stays safe if you are in that direction and will be in the path of, I want to say it's Hurricane Fiona, I think is the name of the storm. Please be safe. Please make the evacuation if you are able to. I don't want to hear of anybody, you know, not being able to get out of there. You know, we definitely want everyone staying safe. So, but yeah. Yesterday we went for a pinball tournament. My sister and her husband are really big into pinball. So there's been times that I've gone with her to participate in a couple different, with them, I should say, participate in different pinball tournaments. So that's been fun. Yesterday I did very badly in the tournament. I won a t-shirt as a giveaway. So hey, at least I walked away with a t-shirt, so that was fun. And really just spending a lot of time with them, I guess. Otherwise, not a whole lot has been happening. work is going very well. Getting some overtime, as much as I want to work basically most weeks, which usually I just work a few hours just to be able to help get some extra hours in, which I probably should be picking up more, but hey, gotta do what we gotta do, right? So yeah, I have been obsessively watching Grey's Anatomy on Netflix again. I don't know why. There's been other series that I have started watching. I just keep, good fallback, good comfort shows, I guess. Which, it's kind of funny that it's one of those shows that I feel like it's definitely run its course. It could end at any point. I have not even seen the last season and a half, last 2 seasons maybe. Yeah, here I am watching it on Netflix. I'm either just wrapping up season 5 or starting season 6. So, comfort shows. What can we say? All right, I'm babbling. I don't have anything new to report. I wonder if the mic picked that little meow up, because that was really cute. Can you say bye? I really hope that came up into video, because her voice gets me every time. I love it. All right, I hope everyone stay safe, especially if you are in the path of that hurricane or any other storm that's to come. Please be safe. Keep stitching, and it seems like I get onto this every 3-week schedule. I hope I can start getting back into at least kind of a every 2 weeks, but I don't know, sometimes I get kind of obsessed with working on a project, and so I only work on that for, for a bit, and so it's like, I don't know, is it worth just doing a video to share one project that I've been working on? I don't know, but I hope you are all doing well. Keep stitching, and we'll see you again next time. Take care, everybody.